My name is Ivan Javier Marcial-Rodriguez, and I am you. All of us here today share three distinct truths, and those are, we did not choose where to be born, the color of our skin, or what language we would speak. As children, we are taught that we are all the same, that we are all alike. You're no better than him, she's no better than you. But life changes us in so many different directions. We forget that we should put each other in each other's shoes. We begin to place labels on ourselves. We begin to place labels on others. That is very prevalent today in our society. A lot will say we have come a long way. I don't deny that. But I will say we haven't come far enough. I went through the entire American education system like most of you. The difference is that I was from a different country, and I am undocumented. I was learning to speak English for the first time in elementary school. I struggled with sentence structure and grammar, like most kids who begin school. But I tried a little harder because I would bring some words that I would learn from school to home, so I can teach my mom so she can better communicate with her bosses at work, since she did not understand the language. Although I tried my absolute best, I was still having a stressful and difficult time because of my language barrier. I only spoke Español at the time, and that affected the way other students viewed me. I was often bullied and felt like I had no one to talk to. It also took a toll on my grades. I remember coming home with tears streaming from my eyes, telling my mom that I was failing my classes and that the kids were bullying me. She felt so ashamed. She didn't know what to do. She couldn't communicate with the administrators, and she couldn't help me with my homework. She herself had to drop out of middle school in her home country to provide for her family. What was she to do? In middle school, I was doing my best just to survive. At the time, my mother and I were part of a dangerous domestic abuse situation. Drugs were in the home, and we were suffering financially. The person my mother was with used our undocumented status to keep us at bay, to keep us in fear. He threatened to call the authorities, to have us deported and removed from the United States if we called the authorities on him. And to add insult to injury, he controlled our finances. We had no family, we had no place to turn. My mother worked hard every day as a custodian in office buildings or in the scorching heat in nursery fields just for us to leave that situation. She asked for help anywhere she could. The amount of strength she must have had at the time was that of a superhero. I could only wish to be as strong as her. But my intuition was telling me there would be better days. In high school, things started to slowly turn in our favor when the Obama administration announced DACA in June of 2012. DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, is a program that allowed undocumented immigrant youth to be protected from deportation, allowed to work legally in the United States, and with the ability to renew every 2 years. I was able to attain small benefits like a social security number, so I could finally work, get a paycheck, and be completely disappointed in how much taxes were taken away from that paycheck. I could finally drive to work. I did the rite of passage. I earned a driver's license. Instead of walking 6 miles to work and 6 miles back, I can finally have no issues going between place to place. DACA gave me the power and the confidence to try even harder. I wanted to prove that I was as American as all of you. So, in high school, I joined 3 sports: swimming, soccer, and weightlifting. I was part of personal enrichment programs like the AFJROTC, where I earned the rank of an officer, 2 national awards, 1 high accommodation, and multiple ribbons. I was part of Troop 1 in the Scouts of America program, where I learned many life skills but while earning badges. And I achieved the highest rank of an Eagle Scout through my conservation project at Lake Griffin State Park, involving the 2nd largest tree in the state of Florida. I remember feeling so American, so Floridian in fact, that I spent a 4th of July eating gator meat while listening to Florida artists like T-Pain, Trina, and Denzel Curry. All of us here can relate to that ambition to be part of something bigger, to really make a change. In high school, all my friends and I would talk about how we would like to change the world after high school. In my case, I was preparing to enter college, to later graduate and enter officer training school in the United States Armed Forces, to serve the country I have called home for the past 16 years. After all, I was finally becoming the same as all of you. I could finally work towards my dreams, right? However, although these benefits given to DACA recipients may have changed things for the better slightly, the truth is it destabilizes our transition from adulthood to a working person of society. We can describe this as walking through open doors or running into brick walls. We are barred from obtaining any financial assistance from federal or state governments across the board. So if we decided to enter college, we would not get any financial assistance. And if we tried, we would potentially jeopardize our financial security. I was forced to catch up, but I would be walking a tightrope. I was often saddened by the limitations placed before me. While my friends were going to college and beginning their lives, I was forced to enter a political war, one based on apartheid and discrimination. I was institutionalized to believe that the American dream was something worth attaining. But America turned its back on me when I tried to reach for it, even after all I did to prove myself. And my dreams to join the United States Armed Forces was thrown away. The only way I could join now is by being drafted. I find it weird how I can die for a country that never considered me a citizen in the first place. I could not afford college. I was denied scholarships because in the fine print it said, needs to be a US citizen. I spent a year after high school applying and working, hoping someone would see me. That happened. The wonderful staff at LSSC. They noticed my ambition and my hunger. They gave me my first scholarship. Today, I am happy to tell you, because of their support and my hard work, I have earned my AA degree in STEM, becoming the first person in my family tree obtaining a degree in higher education institution who will continue my education at UCF. DACA recipients are just like you. We contribute to our communities as health professionals, teachers, doctors, businessmen and women, advocates, and as people like yourselves. We strive to be the model citizen like yourselves. The only difference is that on paper, we are different. Since June of 2012, now a decade, let that sink in, a decade, DACA recipients have made true change and progress. DACA recipients like Diego Corso, who is a person like you, has graduated from Florida State University with 2 bachelor's degrees, was featured in Forbes magazine, runs the #1 real estate office in Austin, Texas out of 500 agents, and increases net worth to $5 million. Recipients like Javier Juarez is you. Since receiving his status, he has graduated from Brown University with his master's degree and is now the Senior Director of Advancement at the Massachusetts Immigrant and Refugee Advocacy Coalition in Boston, Massachusetts. Recipients like Catalina Morales Bajena are you. Since receiving her status, she has become the La Red Formation and Coaching Manager, a faith-based organization that prides itself in representing underserved and underrepresented communities across the nation. Lesia Dalla is someone like you. Since receiving her status, she has graduated with her bachelor's in journalism from Northwestern University and has even won a Grammy. They have all also given TED Talks. I'm seeing a pattern here. All of us have contributed as much as we could to this country we have called home, just like you. You know, the very bizarre thing is that there are those who believe that DACA recipients play the system and we take from the American people, which could not be further from the truth. Y'all would be surprised to hear that DACA recipients make major economic and fiscal contributions each year. The Center of American Progress finds that DACA recipients pay $6.2 billion in federal taxes, $3.3 billion in state and local taxes. And after taxes, they hold $25.3 billion in spending power. Money that could go away if DACA goes away. And I don't know about you, but I don't want our economy to suffer any further. Interestingly enough, 74% of Americans, according to PewResearch.org, favor a law that would grant permanent legal status to immigrants who came here illegally as children. So what's the holdup? Earlier, I spoke on how strange it was how can be drafted into United States Armed Forces but not be considered a citizen. A bit of an oxymoron. I can fight for your freedoms that I don't have access to. Will it take my death fighting in a war for this country for you to see that I am just like you? What else will it take? I thought to myself, you already took my money, Uncle Sam. You already got me in the system, Uncle Sam. Am I American yet, Uncle Sam? Oh, only on my deathbed, Uncle Sam. Not only does this directly impact our local communities, it impacts our entire nation. Without a proper pathway to citizenship, the 700,000 DACA recipients are lost, and we risk to lose a massive talent in our workforce, community, and economy. America has lost so much these past 2 years. Let us not lose DACA recipients and find the pathway. The question is, will you let us? Our parents brought us here, and we had no way of comprehending the situation, much less have a choice. Ask yourselves, should you pay for the sins of your parents? Should you bear the consequences of decisions made for you by your parents? Did you choose where to be born, the color of your skin, or what language you would speak? If the answer is no, then that is the exact same answer DACA recipients have given for the past decade. If the only difference between you and I is that piece of paper, why not remove that exception and make us like you? Can we count on you to be that ripple and change? My name is Ivan Javier Marcial-Rodriguez. I am DACA. We are DACA, and we are you. Thank you.